Just 2 years ago, Tobias Myers went 1-15 in AAA across 3 organizations, and now in April 2024, he's in the Brewers rotation making starts, and he made a pretty good one in his big league debut. So who is Tobias Myers, and how did he get here? What can we expect from him going forward? Well, Myers was originally drafted by the Orioles. He was dealt about a year later in a trade for Tim Beckham to the Rays, and Myers spent a few years with the Rays before being traded for Junior Caminero, who is now one of the top rookies in baseball. It's a trade that's been heavily scrutinized because Myers did not work out in Cleveland's organization. He had that brutal year where he spent most of it in Cleveland's organization in AAA, bounced around a little bit after that, and the Brewers picked him up on a minor league deal at the end of the year. Last year, he spent most of the year in AA Biloxi and struggled early. In the first half, he had an ERA north of 5 and seemed like he may not be someone that ever got to the big leagues, but they were able to rework some things. He's got a pretty wide pitch arsenal, added a slider, and that proved to be a big difference. He had a 3.49 ERA across his last 8 outings, mostly in August and September. Got a late season promotion to AAA Nashville, where he was able to pitch a couple innings and get some experience there back at the AAA level, and now he's in the big leagues after just a few starts to begin the year in AAA. As I mentioned, he's got that slider that proved to be a big difference for him, but he's got a 5-pitch mix, 4-seam fastball, cutter, changeup, and curveball. Myers actually has one of the best fastballs in baseball, and not because of the velocity necessarily, but it actually had 25% more rise than big league average in his debut, and that is the best in baseball among pitchers who have pitched this year. So when I say rise, it means that hitters tend to swing under it. It has the illusion of rising, or it stays up in the zone more than the average fastball by 25%. And that's a really effective way to get pop-ups, to get swings and misses. It's something that you can't necessarily teach, but Myers has it. He's able to do it, and it's really brought him to the big leagues at this point. He'll be asked to eat innings. The Brewers' rotation is thin, so, I don't think we can expect 6-7 innings out of Myers. If he can keep throwing 4, 5, maybe 6 innings sometimes a start, that would be huge, even if it's a 3 or 4 run start. The Brewers need innings, and Myers could maybe do that. He's got a starting background, pretty much has always been a starter, and it seems like, he showed an aptitude for starting at the big league level in his first game. We'll see where it goes after this, but he's got some time because Miley is out, because Junis is out right now, DL Hall on the IL. So Myers has some time to prove himself. I think it's a little bit unreasonable to expect him to be more than a depth starter, 4 or 5 starter, but I do think Myers can contribute. He's got an interesting background, been in the minors for a while, didn't have a lot of success, but then has turned it around in really the last 3 or 4 months, if you count late season last year and early season this year, and now he's in the big leagues and has a chance to prove himself for the Brewers. So that's who Tobias Myers is, what we can expect from him, a little bit about his background, and why we are seeing him in a Brewers uniform in 2024.